Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Sai Asrin and all my fellow classmates. My name is Nur Atasha binti Hazahani and I will be presenting the third region, which is the East Asia. I will explain in the introduction the type of climate and the environmental problem in East Asia. So this is the maps of region of East Asia, which is consist of China, Mongolia, Japan, South Korea, North Korea. China have three parts, which is the China proper or the coastal China, Northeast China, and the Western China Xinjiang. The first one will be the fact of region, which is in 1990s they call as East Asian miracle because they are refocused on the global economic growth and the political power during that time, especially on Pacific Ocean countries such as Hong Kong, Shanghai, or Taipei. The Chinese, or now we call as China, they call themselves as Zhongguo, Middle Kingdom, which bringing the meaning of the center of the world. In 1950, the Korea Wars is the reason why the splitting of Korea into two parts, which is the North Korea and South Korea. Now, we move on to the type of climates in East Asia. Based on the Köppen system, first one would be the subtropical climate, which is located roughly between the tropic and temperate zone. Tropic zones such as Thailand or Vietnam. Meanwhile, they are often categorized by warm to hot summer or cold to mild winter with infrequent frost. Subtropical climate also can occur at high elevation within the tropic, such as in Vietnam and Taiwan. Example country for the subtropical climate is Taiwan, Shanghai, Henan, and Hong Kong. The second is the temperate climate. Temperate or tropic climate are located in the middle of the latitude, which the span between the tropic and the polar region of the earth. They are all the categories almost similar to the subtropical climate, but they oftenly having warmer summer and milder winter compared to subtropical one. The continental temperate climate which is summer's rain, which is there will be raining during summer, and the humidity during the winter is much drier compared to the subtropical. Example countries such as coastal China, Fujian, Guangdong, Zhejiang, the Koreas, and Japan. The third one will be the polar climate, which is the climate which categorizes the lack of warm summer. Every month, their average temperature less than 10 degrees Celsius. Their summer are extremely long and the winter days are extremely short, but it consists of cold summer and very or extremely cold winter, which is during the winter they are really cold, and the result is in treeless tundra, glaciers, or a permanent or semi-permanent layer of ice. As example, Mount Everest, which is located at the west of Tibet. The third one will be the environmental problem in East Asia. The first one would be the natural hazard or natural disaster such as earthquake, volcanic eruption, flood, typhoon, which this disaster bring danger to the human being, especially people who have job in a geologic activity such as coal mining, coal digging area, because this area usually have a pretty close distance from the plate boundaries. As example, Kobe, Japan, it was destroyed due to the occasional volcanic eruption in 1995. Other than that, in 1976, area around Tangshan in northeastern China, there's a massive earthquake hit the coal mining and already killed 242,000 people in that year. The next one will be the disease. During that time, HIV and AIDS are the major disease in China, and the United Nations have do a lot of program to decrease the number of patients. Why would this happen? Because late in 1980s, Several countries made an industry of blood collection to earn $5 per unit, but they failed to follow the guideline to sterilize the blood, and causing the result of the number HIV or AIDS keep increasing. As example, we can see with our own eyes, such as which is our eyes nowadays, which is the Wuhan virus or the COVID-19, which causes 82,747 cases, followed by 4,632 deaths. The next one will be the pollution, which is there is more factory built up for more production, which this factory still depends on coal as their energy. And when the factory emit fume, and they also use a lot of vehicle for the logistic purpose, this is lead to the air pollution, and at the same time it causes acid rain, which is coming from the particulate and other emission and affect at downwind areas. Beijing, Shanghai, Xi'an, Shenyang, and Guangzhou is the top 5 most polluted city in the world. Other than air pollution, water pollution also a problem, because this factory they discharge the raw sewage or the untreated industrial effluent into the rivers or the offshore fisheries, and causes the water pollution at the especially in the East China Sea. The last one is the environmental policy. As example, Shanghai, they restrict the allocation of the new motor vehicle license, which is they do not have they lower the allocation for this motor vehicle, so that there's less vehicle motor in this country. The Chinese government, they raise price for the coal, so they reduce the use of coal, and they develop a low carbon economy and adopt a climate friendly technologies to this factory. And the third one, as in Japan, there's a major environmental problem because there are too many people, but with a small island, they causes a dumping site are filled with the garbage. And this is result Japan becoming a world leader in developing new technology for recycling material and burning trash to free up the landfill areas. That's all from me. I will pass to Nasharini for the second subtopic for East Asia. Thank you.